Welcome to the first in a long line of lore videos that I'll be making on different planets from the various franchises that I'm interested in. The reason for this new series is because A, I'm extremely lazy and I've taken my time with production, and B, I'm trying to be more diverse and frequent. But for now, I'll be starting with Star Wars, and the first planet we're looking at is the heart of the galaxy, Coruscant. Coruscant is the center of the galaxy and the seat of the Republic, the most politically important world in space. Its region is, of course, within the core worlds, and funnily enough, is within the Coruscant system. Before it was the most notable planet in the galaxy, Coruscant was called Notron by the native humans named Zell and the Tong, but I'll get more into that later. It has one sun called Coruscant Prime and has 4 moons, Centax 1, Centax 2, Centax 3, and Hesperidium. The population is around 1 trillion with a breathable atmosphere. Their rotation period is 24 standard hours, and their orbital period is 368 standard days. So the planet essentially has 3 extra days a year than we usually do. The planet's gravity is standard and has a mostly urban cityscape and a bit of mountainous terrain. The animal life that has resided on Coruscant at one time or another are the Chthon, the Duracrete slug or worm, the Gartro, the Hawkbat, the Strat, the Transil, and the Umbrak. Likewise, the species of varying sentience that are native to Coruscant are humans, Zell, the Tong, and the Coruscanti Ogre, who have resided in the city's depths for years. As for the primary languages spoken on the planet, there were mainly 2. Galactic Basic Standard, which is comparable to English in our world as the vast majority of the galaxy speak it, and there is also Old Galactic Standard, which was a mesh between Durese, Bothese, and Old Human languages. The demonym for the residents of Coruscant are known as Coruscanti, and the planet itself is just one great big city. The whole planet counted as the capital and was coined a galactic city. Coruscant has a species mix of 68% human and 32%, well, non-human. The governmental structure is either republican or dictatorial, depending on the era you're in. Coruscant's major imports were foodstuffs and medical goods. We'll first start off with the history of the planet itself and what made it the most important place in the galaxy. At around 200,000 BBY, there were 2 natives of the world, the grey-skinned Tong and the Zell, the ancestors of most of Coruscant's human populace. The 2 species engaged in a war, with the Zell battalion driving the Tong onto the planet of Rune. 100,000 years later, the humans would begin to urbanize the planet, with the Petrax historic quarter being believed to be the first site of Coruscant's skyscrapers. By 90,000 BBY, the once jungle-covered world was now Ecumenopolis, meaning that the world was now beginning to become the galactic city it would be known for many years down the line. In 30,000 BBY, the Recapture Empire discovered the planet and incorporated the world into their infinite empire, turning most of the human inhabitants into slaves. Around 25,200 BBY, the empire collapsed due to infighting and a plague, leaving the humans to reclaim the rulership of the world. 147 years later, the people of Coruscant established contact with other worlds within the core, and the planet was the site of the signing of the Galactic Constitution, founding the Galactic Republic and naming Coruscant its government capital. By 25,000 BBY, while the Republic was discovering new hyperspace routes, they came across the world of Osis, where the Jedi Order had stationed their vast libraries. A Jedi Master by the name Han Tia had toured Coruscant, and the Jedi Order made a pact with the Republic to become their protectors. It was also at this time that the Order settled their headquarters, the Jedi Temple, on planet. By 3681 BBY, the resurgent Sith Empire had returned to take revenge upon the Republic and the Jedi, declaring the start of the Great Galactic War.
Sith Empire has returned.
The war would last for 28 years when the Sith Empire had done the unthinkable and attacked the Republic capital directly, forcing the Republic to sign a treaty that favored the Empire. The byproduct of the attack left the Jedi Temple in ruins and the Chancellor slain. At some point in 3600 BBY, the Sith Empire ceased to exist and the Jedi rebuilt their temple. Fast forwarding to 22 BBY, the Galactic Republic had been divided, with a seceding group forming the Confederation of Independent Systems. At this time, a number of unusual events took place on the planet, such as the rampage of the Zillo Beast and the terrorist attack by the CIS. At the end of the war, the Jedi had been massacred and the Republic would be turned into the Galactic Empire, due to the machinations of Supreme Chancellor Palpatine, who was in fact the Dark Lord of the Sith, Darth Sidious. The Galactic capital was now redubbed into the Imperial Center or Imperial City. However, the denizens of the New Order continued to call the city planet by its old name. The last vestiges of democracy were slowly being eroded away, with such new additions as the Emperor setting up 1 million cameras in the Ecumenopolis. The Republic Palace had been rebuilt and renamed the Imperial Palace. Upon the death of Palpatine and Vader, a mass uprising took place on Coruscant, with statues of Palpatine being toppled over and Imperial patrols being attacked on the street. This led to the Rebel Alliance retaking the planet under their banner as a new republic, and democracy once resumed as it had for millennia. But this victory was short-lived, as the remnant empire had reformed under Grand Admiral Thrawn, and in 9 ABY, his fleet besieged the world and retook it. Thrawn wouldn't live long to enjoy his victory, however, and would soundly butt heads and be defeated by the likes of Luke Skywalker, Mara Jade, Han and Leia Solo, and the forces of the New Republic. But just before the Republic thought they had won, Palpatine returned once more in a cloned body and rallied the remaining Imperial forces under him, renaming the Old Galactic Empire into the Dark Empire. In 11 ABY, after Palpatine's final death, the New Republic retook Coruscant once more and began rebuilding all the damage that had been wrought to it. 16 years later, the extragalactic species the Yuuzhan Vong invaded and assaulted the planet, with billions of lives being lost. This event was known as the Fall of Khorasan and saw many changes to the world, such as its renaming to Yuuzhan Tar after their homeworld, and the terraforming of the surface to restore its natural ecology. A majority of the non-Yuuzhan Vong inhabitants were shipped off-world in massive refugee ships, while those who remained did so in the remnants of the city's substructure. Those who remained also took to calling the city world Necropolis. The Galactic Federation of Free Alliances, which was formed from the New Republic, retook back Coruscant from the Yuuzhan Vong, which was known as the Recapture of Coruscant. In 130 ABY, the planet was taken from the Galactic Alliance by the Resurgent Empire under Emperor Rowan Fel. Bastion was replaced by Coruscant as the Imperial homeworld once again. However, Fel's reign over the planet was short-lived as he was betrayed by his Sith allies and his throne usurped by Darth Krayt. Several years later, the Galactic Alliance and the New Jedi Order would ally themselves against the Emperor and his Sith followers. When the dust cleared and Krayt was slain, the remaining factions of the Empire in exile, the New Jedi Order, and the Galactic Alliance remnant became one cohesive body to govern Coruscant and the rest of the galaxy. Coruscant has had a long and complicated amount of events take place on it, and I feel that it only makes sense as it is the heart of the galaxy. The Senate District, otherwise known as the Legislative District, Government District, or Government Center, was the capital of the Galactic City. In the center was the Senate building, which contained the Grand Convocation Chamber, where the Supreme Chancellor and Senators of the Republic would convene to make important decisions that affected the state of the Republic and the galaxy as a whole. The Jedi Temple was the headquarters of the Order for thousands of years. It has been destroyed and razed several times. Luke Skywalker, after re-establishing the New Jedi Order, built the new temple on the roof of the old ruins. After the Empire and their Sith allies retook Coruscant, they turned the sanctuary into a Sith Temple. The Mannerheim Mountains were 2 mountain peaks, one of the rare places on Coruscant free of modernization. It was surrounded by many floating restaurants, giving patrons a unique view of the surrounding area. The Coruscant underworld was a completely different world of its own. With the surface of Coruscant being a beautiful shining globe, the underworld was the complete and utter opposite. The levels below Coruscant were riddled with crime and poverty the deeper you descend. The streets were riddled with thugs, and the surfaces were home to various strange creatures. During the reign of the Galactic Empire under Palpatine, it became a home for Jedi Purge survivors and other dissidents. The Works was a large industrial area on Coruscant, located in the Dacho district, close to the Senate district and next to the Fobosi district. Once an immense manufacturing center for companies, it was later abandoned in favor of more cheaper labor and facilities off-world. It was here the Dooku informed Darth Sidious of the beginning of the Clone Wars.
The Force is with us, Master Sidious.
Welcome home, Lord Tyrannus.
Other notable locations on the planet include the Coruscant Opera House, the University of Coruscant, the Westport, Prince Zizor's Palace, Monument Plaza, and the Galactic Museum. This video was based on information mostly from legends, so I just thought I'd let those who weren't aware know. Anyways, be sure to comment what planet you guys would like to see next, as well as like, comment your thoughts, subscribe if you want more, and share. Have a nice day, and may the Force be with you.